What's up, my people? So, today's episode definitely lived up to the hype as far as I'm concerned. I loved every single second of this episode. I was 1,000% here for it. Fiona, she came through. She exposed that lying trick Theresa once and for all. I was so satisfied with that. Cause let me walk y'all through today's episode today to bask in every single glory of the wonderfuls that happened. So it started. Um, she was she said, "Oh Xander, look how much you've grown." And then Xander said, "Well, that's what happens when you miss most of their adult life." Um, and then she introduced herself to Sarah and Maggie, and then she looked in, she saw her granddaughter Victoria, because first she said, huh? And she said, yeah, this is your granddaughter Victoria, and she's like, oh, okay. Um, and then what got the ball rolling on this exposure was Teresa's dumbass herself. She talked about, okay, could we get along with this? Could we get on with this wedding? And talk about even they were looking at her like, why are you doing that? And talk about, yeah, because I can't wait to celebrate the wedding. And she's like, okay. And then he said, yeah, and who are you marrying? He said, you're Alex Kyriakis. Kyriakis, I'm Victor's son. He said, wait, what? You're not Philip. You're not the thing. No, I'm Victor's other son. That and then Fiona looked at Alex and said, everyone, Alex is a fraud. He was like, yo, that was the first epic line when she called him a fraud. He's like, because technically he is a fraud. Um, with being technical, he still is. He's not willing. He wasn't a willing fraud, but he was still an imposter. So I was happy when he got labeled as a fraud. Then talk about, no, what are you talking about? Then talk about, you don't know what you're talking about. No, we saw the letter ourselves, and things like, no, I wrote this. Thing did not write this letter. I wrote this letter, and because Justin was the one that had that letter and showed it to her, because she wasn't even buying that letter at first until he showed it, and then that's when she revealed that she was the one that wrote that letter. And in, instantly, instead of, because usually with that they would be like, oh no, I don't believe this, I don't believe this, but Alex finally played the things, but the that Brady was saying to him in his head. He put that out there, so he already knew. He said, you switched the letter, didn't you? Didn't you? And she's like, what? And then she's like, Alex told Theresa, for once in your miserable life, tell the truth. You did this. You switched the letter. And then she was like, yes, it's true. But he's like, you are a liar. You're this and you're that. And Xander was pissed. He wanted to go in, but Sarah held him back because he said, you've been, because she talked about, I couldn't stand the idea of Xander after all the damage he's done getting to be the heir to Victor. And Xander said, you're gonna talk to me about damage, you lying vindictive little bitch. But before he was able to say call her the bitch, Sarah held him back. So I was like, mm. Boy, this was some good stuff. And then from there, they had Alex and Justin and Bonnie. So Justin had popped up, and then you say, "Yep, that means you are my dad now." And then now he called Justin dad again. Talk about, well, that's very good news. But I need a moment to myself. I'm like, but you didn't need a moment when you thought you were Victor's son. You was ready to accept that from the beginning. You was all happy. And you took that money and all whatever, because Alex told told Xander, well, you don't be too sad because you still got the better end of the deal. You sure she screwed you, but at least she didn't marry you. So the only thing that would have been better for Theresa's downfall would have been if I wish Holly was able to be there on today's episode. That would have been even the icing on top of the cake. As hard as Theresa's been coming at Holly all this time, but we're still not out of time yet. We still might get those things. I'm hoping we get one of those where Holly figures that out and rakes her over the coals. Cause she got the nerve. She comes at Holly. But yeah, my reaction in this episode as that reveal was going down, I was acting just like Leo. I was like, ooh, ooh. I was just like Leo in the background because Leo was like, yes, now that is a wedding. Now this is a Salem wedding. And Theresa instantly went to go packing her bags. But her brother came in and said, "Oh, so this is how you let this happen." Then talk about, I'm still not going to turn you in, but if you had even an ounce of dignity left into you, you would turn yourself in about the kid for kidnapping the baby. But he should know better that she don't have no dignity, no respect, no class, no elegance, nothing. He more than anybody should know that right away. Because Leo asked Paul, was like, was Andrew in on this? And she said, Paul didn't really comment to that. But yep, Andrew, you're complicit. You covered up a kidnapping of your conniving sister. But I love seeing Alex knocked off his pedestal today. Mm-hmm. Victor's son. He was so quick to throw away Justin, but now, oh, it's a good thing that Justin's his father. I'm like, Justin is way too loving. Because, of course, he gave Alex a hug and was all whatever, but I didn't think Alex deserved it. I think Justin should have been like, now what? Now you should feel like crap. You should feel like crap because the way you treated me for months and months and months. But Bonnie is very happy for Justin. I'm like, Justin, Sonny is your good son. Because Alex just ain't it. But they delayed the wedding now. So that wedding is not happening tonight for Sarah and Xander. But Sarah vows she's going to be there for Xander regardless of how this plays out. She's going to make sure she's there for him every step of the way. I'm like, you better stand by your man. And I don't want to hear this from Sarah talk about asking Xander to give up that money. That is his money. And don't try to challenge him. Don't try to do none of that, Sarah. That is his money. He gonna do what he wants with it, how he wants it. That is his money. So don't be trying to do that. It's his, and it will be Victoria's money one day, too. So Xander is rich. So I know for a while he's been saying, "Oh, well, I wanted to be a better man. I didn't want to be consumed by a bunch of money." But that was before you had it, because you were trying to take from somebody else. But this was given to you, so this is yours. You're gonna take it. But Xander is pissed with Fiona. He went off on her. Talk about, you lied to me my whole life. When Titus died, you didn't tell me. You weren't even there for me. I was devastated when Titus died. But now all that time, Victor was my father. The hell with you. Get out. And then Maggie and Sarah. No, Maggie was the one that actually told Fiona to leave as well. He said, "You heard Xander, so get out." I think he might forgive Fiona eventually, but he has a right to be angry with her. Now, Brady was sitting there talking with Ava about how miserable he is that Alex and Theresa, because Brady, you should have been at that wedding. I'm just saying. You wouldn't be crying about Theresa no more. You would be thrilled that you dodged a bullet. But Ava mentioned her deal too about her breakup with Harris, but man, we all know they're going to be hooking up this week at some point, so we'll be on the lookout for that. And then there was also Fiona was sitting with Brady at the very end of that episode, so that was cool. And then Stephanie came to check on Alex, so I guess we're in the process of getting them back together now. Like, Alex is still a POS to me though, so I don't really care for Alex. It's going to take a long time for me to give him any sort of benefit of the doubt or to treat him decently, because the way he's treated his father has been unacceptable. But yes, I thought that, but like I said, I loved this episode from beginning to end. I thought this was a wonderful occasion. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Every single thought that y'all thought about this episode, just let me know it, please. And in the comment section below, hit that like button, share this video if you can, and I will see you all in my live stream tonight.